Hi guys, it's Jen here from Australia's Capture Paranormal. Welcome to a very warm and steamy Tuesday night. Thank you for joining, or thank you for those that will join or watch back later. This is our first episode of Lifting the Veil on the Paranormal, and we're quite excited about this because this whole idea came about when I was discussing different locations with a couple of different paranormal investigators, and they had some amazing stories that I thought would be really good to share. So over the next 12 months, or for the rest of this year, we'll be on once a month to do a segment called Lifting the Veil on the Paranormal, where we'll be speaking to different paranormal investigators or teams throughout Australia, and just have a chat with them, get to know them, find out, how they became involved in the paranormal, how they investigate, where they investigate, any creepy stories that they've got. So that's what we'll be doing every month. Now, tonight we will be talking to Dwayne from Pariah Paranormal. Silly me, I got my times mixed up with the 8 p.m. New South Wales time and the 8 p.m. Queensland time. So Queensland is an hour earlier than us. So for the next 10 or 15 minutes, I'm just going to chat away and maybe update you guys with what we're going to be doing until Dwayne has had a chance to get home and jump online. So my apologies. I've just been sitting here playing around with my oracles while I was waiting. But I just thought I'd give you maybe the opportunity to ask any questions about some of the recent lives that we've done or the recordings. So we've been doing tutorials. The first one was table tipping that you may have seen. Oh, that's better. Let me just fix that up. So you may have seen that tutorial on table tipping. That was a live one. And then we were supposed to go live with the pendulum one, but I was unwell. So what I did was record that. So you'll see them on our Facebook page. So if you scroll down later, you'll be able to see those. If you've got any questions, please feel free to message me. I'm more than happy to answer them. Now, I'm just going to make sure that our live tonight is up on my computer screen, just in case we get any trolls, because we do get quite a few of them, and that way I can boot them off. Can I just get a thumbs up that everyone that's on? Hey, Dave, you're here. You set your alarm. Good job. Dave, can you give me a thumbs up if the volume and the sound is okay, please? So, so while we're waiting for Dwayne from Pariah Paranormal to jump on, we will. I'll just update you with what's been going on. So, last weekend we did a private investigation. Thank you. Excellent. We did a private investigation, and I always love doing the private ones because it's not always paranormal activity. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But just being able to go into someone's home that's a little bit stressed about what's going on in their home or what they're experiencing. Hey, Sarah Dull, how are you? It's really nice to be able to shed some light on what's going on, and be able to help them understand what's going on, make them feel a little bit more comfortable. And we were able to do that on the weekend. We have another private investigation coming up. And for obvious reasons, we can't tell you too much about that. But next weekend, or this coming weekend, we will be hanging out with Dark Tours at Brislington Hospital Museum in Parramatta. So we were, hey Anna, Dave, Sarah, we were asked to come and be guest investigators, I guess, which is really cool. So we haven't met the guys from Dark Tours yet, but it'll be good to catch up with them and have a look at their property and investigate with them. So we'll be doing that on Saturday night. Next Tuesday, we will be doing our oracle cards. So I did a few last year, So these are my oracles. So next Tuesday, I think 8 o'clock, we will post up when it'll be. Hey, Terry. We'll be jumping online and doing oracle cards. So that will be whoever's online can request a card or ask a question, and we just do quick little couple of minute reads. So if you're interested in that, that's next Tuesday. The following Tuesday, we have, hey, Jim Jim. Hey, how are you? Hope you're well. The following, speaking of which, Hectic, Jem is from Hectic Paranormal. The following Tuesday, we will have our mediums live again. So Kate from Hectic will be online with us. Hey, Kimberly. She'll be on live with us with Sally as well. So the three of us that were on last year will be back this year. We've got lots more to talk about as far as mediumship and how that how that works in paranormal and what mediums go through and what their processes are. So you're welcome to join us then and ask away any questions. Classes. Our spiritual development classes start again this week, so looking forward to that. It's been quite a few months. I think our last one was in November, so I don't work December, January. So it's been a long time between classes. So for those members that will be here tomorrow night, come ready because I got a big night planned. So Capture the Magic, as you may know, Sarah's saying can't wait. As you may know, later in the year, we created Capture the Magic. So that is my Capture the Paranormal is obviously our paranormal side, and Capture the Magic is my witchy spiritual side. So we've created some products and spell-based products. And we have been going around everywhere to different spiritual markets and, educating people on spell work, selling those, teaching how to do spell work. So we've been really, really busy. And it's been, sorry, my glasses keep sliding off my face because it's so yucky and sweaty here in New South Wales, in Sydney. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that, and I've been able to help quite a few people, which is fantastic. You would have also seen our recent addition to our posting, and that is History with Sarah. So Sarah, who's on here now, she's now part of Capture Paranormal, part of the team, and she's our research officer. And she's been putting together some posts on different locations, some really cool, interesting history posts. And we'll be having a couple of those a month. So she'll be busy writing those, and we'll be posting them up. So if there's anywhere that you would like us to research, just let us know, and we'll see what we can do. As I mentioned, the tutorials that we've been doing, Shane's saying, it's crap down here too. Yeah, it's really hot and muggy and sticky. Hey, Alina, how are you, doll? Oh, it'll be nice and warm up where you are in Darwin. So the tutorials. So we did table tipping and pendulum. Feel free to go and have a look on our page. They're both on there. One was live, one was recorded. Now, we're planning on doing more of those tutorials. We've had a really good response from those. And it sort of is the next step from the paranormal apprenticeship that we've been doing on and off over the last couple of years. There's a spiritual market down here in Wollongong. It's a little bit average with people selling homemade knitwear and baked goods. Okay, all the girls are catching up, haven't seen each other for a while. So if there's a topic that you would like us to cover in a tutorial, please feel free to private message us and see if we can do that for you. We'll also be doing Witchy Wednesdays. Probably that was supposed to start in February, but our February calendar is absolutely chockers. We actually don't have a free weekend until August, which is crazy considering we've just finished January. But Witchy Wednesdays will start probably next month, and they will be lives like this every second Wednesday. and we will be doing spell work, and you can ask your questions and that sort of thing too. So, Kimberly, oh, I'm so excited. We've just created a few new spells, and we've actually got a really cute little spell kit for the kids too, because we noticed the last few markets that we've done, we've had a lot of kids that are interested in spell work, and little kids that you really don't want to be having them playing with candles and things like that. So we've created a safe kids spell kit for little witchy beginners that we're excited about, and we've actually already sold 2. So now, yeah, I think that is all for what's coming up for us for this month. We've got lots on, and Rob and I are heading to Fiji for a week at the end of the month, which I'm really looking forward to. And because it's coming into footy season, we've got lots on with footy as well as the paranormal and spiritual. And Rebecca, hi Rebecca, my daughter would love that. Awesome. We will. We might put them. I'll probably put them up on Facebook in the next week or so when I get a chance. Now, like I mentioned tonight, we are actually starting our lifting the veil on the paranormal, and tonight is I screwed up a little bit with my times. We are going to be chatting with Dwayne from Pariah Paranormal up in Queensland, and stupid me forgot that they are an hour behind us, and he's obviously got to get home from work and probably have some dinner and maybe have a coffee and that sort of stuff. So he will be on shortly. But while I am chatting to you guys, I know there's a couple of paranormal groups on here already, and I know that some of you have already booked in for our lifting the veil on paranormal throughout the year, but we have had next month's one. I didn't really confirm that properly, and they're no longer able to do it on that date because I've had to shift around my calendar. The next one of these will be on the 11th of March, and we are looking for a team that might be interested in coming on and being interviewed. So if you are a team or a team leader or part of a team, speak to your team leader or head investigator and see if they might be interested on the 11th of March at 8 o'clock Sydney time. So if they are interested, let me just see. Here we go. We have got Dwayne. I'm just going to bring him in. Hello, Dwayne. Hello.
Here you go. Sorry, I'm having issues with the sound.
Oh, okay. Well, you sound fine from here. Can you hear me all right?
I'll try and fix that now.
Okay. Well, I'll just keep chatting away while you fix that. So yeah, any teams that are looking that can come with us and have a chat with us on the 11th of March at 8 o'clock, please private message us, and we will sort that out with you. But for every other month for the rest of the year,
no, still got no sound. Sorry.
No sound. Okay. So right. How's that going? Is that better? Because I saw that you had your mic on mute, but it's now off mute. So, all right. Maybe hook out. And then
sorry, I'll just have to go. Give me 2 seconds. I'll go get a headphone. I can't hear. Sorry.
You're fine. All right. So while Dwayne's sorting out his technical issues, I might just also mention that I can still hear, so I can hear him. I don't know whether I can mute what's going on there. So we might just pull a card quickly. Who wants a card? Just a quick one. Kimberly's saying, I'll be buying them for Hayley. I wanted to ask you, how often are we meant to do a spell? I did the money spell in January. Is that once a year spell? No, look, you can do your spells whenever you like. But just remember, you yeah, when you're doing spell work, it's all about intentions. So you shouldn't, yeah, maybe every couple of months, depending on the spell that you're doing. Message me privately tomorrow, Kimberly, and I'll have a chat to you about that. So, do we have sound, Dwayne?
I do now.
Yay! Okay, I'll put the cards away. So, welcome, Dwayne. I was just explaining to everybody that I screwed up the times. I forgot about the hour difference in New South Wales and Queensland.
That's all
And
right.
you were probably trying to get home from work and have something to eat and that sort of thing. So welcome everyone. We will start again, and welcome to Lifting the Veil on the Paranormal. Like I said, this is a new segment that we're doing, and the reason that we're doing it is because just over the last few months, I've been speaking to a lot of paranormal investigators, and their stories are incredible. And unless you follow those people, you might not get to hear those stories. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find investigators that we've been watching on Facebook and that sort of thing that interest us, and have some really cool locations. So I put a word out to as many as I could, to see who was interested. And this is the first time I've actually met Dwayne. So hi, hi, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Okay, so now you're from Pariah Paranormal in Ipswich, correct?
Yep.
Perfect. Now, there's loads of questions I want to ask you, but the first one I want to ask you is, how did you come up with the name? What does the name mean?
Basically, it means outcast or not the norm, out of the norm. So we
Yep.
come up with that because it's something very different that we do.
Yes. Yes. And how
Yeah.
do you?
So,
Yeah. So it's a cool name. As soon as I saw it, that's what I think grabbed my attention first. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Um, Now tell us about your team. Who's in your team? And you know how many are there of you, and how long have
yep.
you been investigating?
Yep. We've been going for around about 6 years now.
Okay, yeah.
I have a pretty large team. We've got, I think, to date, about 15 people, I think, on the
Oh
team
wow,
now.
that is a big team. Yep.
Yeah. If you want me to name them all, I can, but yeah, but that's 15
All right.
names. But yeah, but we've got and we're all different sort of walks of life, so we've all got different backgrounds with what we do and where we've come from and where we're at in this sort of field.
Yeah.
I'm probably the most boring person on the team because I just specialize in the equipment. Apart from that,
No,
we've got
you're, you're the one that we all envy.
yeah,
You're the most important person in the team, because
yeah,
if the equipment doesn't work, then what are we
yeah,
doing?
yeah. But
Yeah.
no, we've
Now
got
I know.
all types on it. So we've got a couple mediums and
Yep.
clairvoyants and sensitives as well.
Well, I noticed that from your posts, and that's another thing that attracted me personally to your page,
Yep.
is because I was going to say, you've obviously got a few witches or a few mediums in your team, because
Hmm.
a lot of the posts that come out are always grabbing my attention. So,
Yep.
yeah. So you said all walks of life. What sort of age ranges have you got?
From I think what's our youngest? 20, about 25 through to, and some of the girls might kill me now if I get their ages wrong, through to our 50s.
Okay, we'll just say 50s. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Do you find that different ages have a different style of investigating or different outlooks when they investigate?
Uh, Not really.
Like, are the younger ones more brazen and more, they're probably more energetic, because once you hit 50, it all goes out the door, but they're probably more, probably a little bit braver. I don't know.
Um, yeah, it's hard to say. Like we gel good, so our investigation styles we sort of all complement each other's. I do
Yeah,
have a couple. Well, actually, I do have a couple younger ones that do investigate a little bit different.
yeah.
So one of the ladies I use to do our house cleansings is very entertaining.
Okay.
Um, she's got a different style as to what a couple others have, but yeah,
Okay.
they all mix in well.
But that's good. That's good because, if you're all doing exactly the same things, exactly the same way, um, I guess you can also be a little bit complacent too. So having the different people from different
Yep.
walks of life, different ages, different styles of investigating, that brings something special to the team, I think.
Hmm.
Jade is saying what
Yeah,
a
it
team
does.
it is with the big love heart. Um, Christy's like, woohoo. Um, all right. So, what? Just tell me a little bit about what got you personally into the paranormal.
Just experiences I had as a child. So one of my most memorable ones was down in Berrima Courthouse in New South Wales.
Oh yes,
Um,
been there a few times.
yes, you'll be quite familiar with a picture of the last female hung in New South Wales.
Hmm. Yep.
When I was younger, I remember walking into the courtroom, and I remember stopping at a doorway because I seen a lady in front of me, and I think it would have been maybe
Oh,
4 or 5 at the time.
wow.
And remember telling my mum and dad that I'm not walking in the room until the lady that's there is gone. And I
Wow.
remember mum saying, "Don't be silly, there's no one there." And then years
Oh,
later, we went back down there, and lo and behold, it was the same lady.
out of curiosity, what doorway was that? Was it when you're sitting in the gallery? I guess was it to the left or to the right?
It was the one to the left. So when you sort of walk, if you've come in and you've
Yep.
come round to the gallery in where they had the stocks where they would have put them up to speak.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting because the last time we were there, and it was quite a few years ago now. It was just after COVID. My husband Rob and I, we were in there, and we were with Appy, with Pete from Appy, and we were doing an investigation, and the door was opened, and Rob started walking. He was going to do a lone vigil in there, and he started walking into the room, and he got about 2 meters away from the door, and it just slammed shut in his face, and he was like, "Oh." So yeah, that's interesting that you say that. So it's just from, was that the only experience that you had as a child, or was that sort of the start?
um, Pretty much, and then later on in life, round about from the age of 18 upwards, I've just done a few things with a few friends over the years, and we've just seen stuff and experienced stuff that I wanted to prove was real, and then come up with the solution that yeah, there's definitely more to the world than what we know and what we see.
Absolutely, there is. There is. So, okay. Um, Now, if anyone's got any questions for Dwayne, then please pop them up in the comments and I'll read them out. Jem from Hectic is saying, hey.
Oh yeah,
Beck said,
hi Jim.
have you investigated with Hectic?
No, but I've known Jim for a while now, so
Okay,
we've had
well,
we've had a few chats online, and yep.
yes, us too. Now, I haven't actually met them face to face, but I've known them for a little while now, and um, I'm thinking we need to do a round trip Australia, pick everyone up on the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if you've got any questions, please pop them up in there. Now, do you guys run events and tours?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So how can people buy tickets through your Facebook links and things like Jen's saying heck yes, Jen.
Yep.
So yeah, how can they buy tickets?
Yep, we advertise all of our tours on our Facebook page, and then um, there's a couple of different links we use because the one thing that we actually do with our tours is my whole team volunteers. So all
Yep.
the ticket sales go back to the venues. So we donate all the money
Oh,
made from that back to them. Um, Most of the venues that we do have got the links on them. The National Trust properties, they have a booking system. The other venues we do that don't have them, we take care of the tickets, and yeah, they go through us.
Excellent. So the money raised is going back into the properties.
Yep.
Perfect. I love
Yep. So
that.
we donate it back to the locations.
That's great, because a lot of these places, funding gets cut, and there's so much restoration and maintenance on these places that, they need the extra
Yeah, there
funds.
is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what is your favorite piece of equipment to use?
Uh, my favorite piece of equipment. Can I
Since
say
you're the
one of my
equipment tech
mediums?
Yeah, you can.
um,
A lot of people don't like
yeah,
using on an investigation. Each to their own.
I probably. Yep.
Okay. We're having some tech
It would
difficulties.
probably be.
We keep losing you a little bit, but you just keep talking, and I think it's
Yep.
lagging a little bit. You just keep talking and we'll catch up.
All right. Sorry. I think my favorite bit of equipment would probably be a millimeter. So it's something that I like to use.
Yeah,
I find them very accurate. They're not like a K2 where you're going to get false readings.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think you are definitely glitching, but it doesn't matter. We'll get through it with the glitches. Um, okay, so what do you think the hardest thing about being an investigator is, besides organising a big team of 15 people?
Um, Probably some of the unnecessary dramas of the field.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. There is a
Yeah.
lot of those.
Um, yeah. I guess one of the other things is probably locations. So getting into locations because some people have had bad experiences in the past and they don't want to open them back up.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I think that's it's probably worldwide. I know it's Australia wide. When I've spoken to different people, and they've said that, it's locations are really hard to get into, and you have to put a lot of work into building that relationship with the management, and trying to get
Yep.
confidence, their confidence up, that that you're doing it for the right reasons. And because unfortunately there's a lot of people out there that go into locations and don't treat the locations with respect, or the management with respect, and it cruels it for
Yep.
teams that are trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. So, okay, tell me about the locations that you guys are currently investigating. Like, I noticed that you're doing I've got it on my piece of paper here, the Royal Bull's Head Inn, and is
Yep.
it Walston Farmhouse?
Yeah.
They're the ones
Walston Farmhouse.
I've seen quite a bit. So, can you tell us why you chose those ones, and what
Yep.
keeps going back there?
Yep. The Bull's Head Inn. So it's a building that was built in 1859. So it has a very very big history. It's also got a fair few documented deaths that have occurred there.
Oh, wow.
It's a very active place. Like the team just did an investigation there on the weekend, and
Yeah.
they got some pretty clear EVPs and other different things that happen. It's one of the places where when we do have guests coming on a tour there, just about every single guest will experience things, whether that be
Wow.
through touching, talking, or yeah, connection.
Yep.
Um, it's one of the places we were actually asked by the National Trust if we'd like to do it. So we ended up taking over tours there. There was another provider that did them, but they got out of tours. So we asked them if they were fine with us doing it and then stepped in. Um, The other place we have is that Walston farmhouse. So it was built in 1852, and again has had a couple documented deaths on the property. Again, very active. It sits right beside the Brisbane River. So it was one of the main
Uh,
thoroughfares from in between Ipswich and Brisbane back in the 1850s.
right.
And again, it's a very, very active place as well. So it's another one that, yeah, when we do our tours at it, people experience a lot of things. It's a good one where we like to do our Estes method, and a lot of
Yep.
people get some pretty good communication and stuff going on there when we do that.
Don't you love it when you've got some newbies on tour and you do that, and it's just, we know what to expect and they're not really knowing what to expect, and then they get a full on communication. It's just like,
Yeah, yeah, it makes it very interesting.
yeah, yeah. So I've got Vicky Howard. It's amazing. Lee Singleton, the Bull's Head Inn is amazingly active, and Beck Davey. Love the Bull's Head Inn. So you've got a few fans there that are obviously either in your team or coming out there with you.
Yeah, team members.
Team members, good on you guys. Well, hopefully, Capture Paranormal can get up there sometime and hang out with you guys.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
those it's pretty cool too that you were saying you were asked to come into that location to investigate. It's not one that you had to go searching for, so that speaks highly of your team if someone's coming and saying, look, we want you guys to coming in and investigating. So
Yep.
yeah, that's impressive. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, do you do, when you say tours, are they ghost tours? Are they history tours? Are they paranormal tours? Or like investigation tours?
Yep, they are paranormal investigation tours. So we try and again operate outside of the norm. So we take
Yeah.
guests in, give them the equipment, show them how to use it. We also from there give them their experience. So the team will be set up. Guests will come through free roam, and they'll sit down or walk around, use equipment like SLS cameras and obuluses and all sorts of things,
Yeah.
and then we'll assist with that. We also, when we do it, we're probably one of the few teams I know of these days that actually uses a spirit board. I know a lot of people don't like them, but
We do.
it's what
Yeah.
we yeah, it's what we tell guests. If you don't want to use it, don't use it.
Yep.
Um, yeah, but we try and set ourselves up where it's a full investigation tour, just to give the people the experience of being a paranormal investigator for the night.
Yeah. It's very different to what they show it on TV and all these, Zach Baggins shows and stuff, isn't it?
It is, it is, yeah.
Now, do you guys, so you obviously very busy with those two properties, and I know there was another property that I saw the other day when I was flicking through and stalking your page.
Yep.
Is Little Petrie or something?
Oh, we do Old Petrie Town as well. So it's
Petrie, is
a
it? Oh, Petrie.
yeah, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a village on, yeah, on the north side that's been set up with old buildings from around the area. So it's like a pioneer village.
Okay. Okay. And is that
Yeah.
the name of the town it's in?
Yeah, it's actually up at Petrie, yeah, so they've just called it Old Petrie Town.
Okay. The last time I was in Queensland to investigate it was well and truly before COVID, and we're in Derby, I think. Is it Derby?
Oh,
Sort of inland.
Dolby. Yep.
Dolby, that's it. Yeah, and we had a similar sort of village that was set up there,
Hmm.
and we had some interesting stuff there. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
And we did Boggo Road Jail. That was weird. Have you guys done that one?
Uh, I have
We did.
been into it with yeah, with Jack when it was operational. I've walked through it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've yeah, no equipment, but been in there.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff in there.
Yeah.
So do you guys stay local to yourself, or are you traveling some distance to
Uh,
do that?
we travel. So one of the locations we travel, some of the team, because we're all over. So I've got some team on the Gold Coast. We've got some North Brisbane. I've got
Ah,
some here, and yeah, but we travel up to around about an hour and 20 minutes for one of the locations.
Okay. That
Yeah,
that doesn't sound far, but once you've done a full night investigation of, especially in the winter when it's cold and you're
yep.
exhausted, that's a long way to drive home.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like, luckily, we try and go as a group, so it makes it a bit better.
Yeah, yeah. I've
Yeah.
got Lee saying here, yeah, we don't wear mascara like Zach Baggins does. um, all right, so can you tell us, let's just look at, say, the Bull's Head. Can you tell us some
Yep.
of the experiences that you've had personally?
Yep. Actually, one of the most memorable I've probably got in the past 12 months. We had unfortunately, some guests that turned up, and one of them was a wee bit intoxicated and was,
Uh,
yeah, being a bit disrespectful. So we were standing in the kitchen, which is attached sort of to the side of the building near a staircase. As the guest was saying a few things, out of nowhere, one of the big rods that you hook up to the windows to pull down come
yeah.
flying from the top of the stairs and almost took him out and landed on the floor beside me.
Oh,
So that was a pretty good experience.
that was, you're in my home and you're disrespecting me. Get out.
Yep.
That's cool. What was
Yeah.
his?
He soon went very quiet. So he was
Yeah,
like,
tends to shut him
"Oh,
up.
yeah, yeah,
So, are you getting this? It always interests me when teams go back to the same location over and over again. A
hmm,
lot of teams don't, but I think there's a lot of benefit in doing that because you build up rapport with the spirits that are there,
yep,
and you get to know them. You get to know sometimes just by walking in the door that night. You're like, oh, okay, it's going to be a
yeah,
big night, or you can feel it's like, oh, it's a little bit somber. So what do you feel are the benefits of going back to the same location all the time besides
yeah."
that relationship?
Um, I think for me, it probably is that.
Yeah.
um, and the fact that it also gives, I find, the ability for other spirits to come through and communicate. So the thing I think is because we're relaxed with the sites we do and the constant spirits we talk to, we find that when we do the locations, we get other spirits pop in. So it might be a family member from a guest that's come through, or we'll get
I,
a random spirit from the area that'll pop in, make themselves known. Then we'll go do a bit of research and go, oh, okay, he was attached to a house 4 houses down back in the 1860s. So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's really cool. I also think you can sort of, if you've been investigating that location, and especially when you've got guests there, it's really hard because the guests are paying you money and they're expecting activity, but we can't make it happen. It's just, if
yep,
it happens, it happens,
yeah,
Um, but it by being in that location on ongoing basis and for a period of time, you also learn what rooms are more active. You also learn the spirits that are in that location, what pieces of equipment they prefer to
hmm,
communicate with, that they find it easier. So we've been in locations where we've had guests there, and it started off as a really cool night, really
yep,
quiet. Um, and so I thought, well, we're going to play music because I know that last time we played music, that that got the communication going. So you wouldn't know that if you hadn't been
yeah,
a
been in
regular.
there previously. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. So it's also some downsides too, I think, because we found that one particular location that we did for a number of years, um, you're getting the same spirits coming through, saying the same stuff and trying to communicate the same stuff that they've already communicated to you. Have you found that?
Um, sometimes, but we try and space ours out. So we do our locations. We do every 6 weeks.
I
That way we find it, yeah, rather than being there every weekend and doing the same
Yeah,
location, we
yeah.
spread it out between them because we've got, oh god, what is it now? Two, three, 4 locations we do at the moment. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, every 6 weeks we sort of do one, and then it leads into the next one, to the next one, to the next one. But a couple of the main spirits we actually deal with are very, very intelligent. We
Yep.
find a lot of their response is not repetitive. It'll be
Okay.
they'll come through and actually communicate and talk. We actually do have one that comes through that likes to say the C word and F word a lot.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yep.
yeah,
We've had
so he's
that a couple of times. Yeah.
yeah, he's generally very entertaining, but he lets us know when he's there. So he'll go room from room for room, and then he'll actually start mentioning some of the team's names and say that he's not happy that they didn't come
Yeah.
in and say hello, or that they're not in this room. And yeah,
Wow. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. So what are your other locations? Are you able
yep,
to promote?
yeah. So we've got apart from the two National Trust ones, we've got Laidley Pioneer Village that we do, and we do Old Petrie Town as well.
Okay, excellent. And how long have you been doing those ones?
Uh, I think Laidley for about 6 years, and Wolston for about 5 years, and then Bull's Head in for about 2 years now.
Wow. Okay. So you know these properties really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Now, have you guys have you always been up in Queensland or have you traveled
Um,
around?
oh, I've been to a few different places. So we've done some investigations down in well, we investigated Miss Porter's house down in
Uh,
Newcastle.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've also yeah been to a couple places overseas. So in where was it? New Caledonia, I think it was. We went to an
Oh,
old
wow.
prison over there, and yeah, and some of the team have been on investigations in England, the States, and a few
Wow.
other places.
Yeah, excellent. That's
Yeah.
really cool. That New Caledonia one, the prison, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, it was. It was. We only used basic stuff, so we just took a camera and a couple of things into there. But we got some pretty good photos when we were over there, and yeah, it
Yeah.
was very interesting.
Doesn't it it just re-energizes you when you get something, like that. Because I mean a lot of people don't understand that paranormal investigating is a lot of sitting around in the dark doing nothing,
Yeah.
um, and waiting and second guessing yourself. Did I hear that? Did I see that?
Yep.
Um, and I mean, you're a tech man, so you probably don't get what I'm about to say, but we've gone more old school stuff because I'm not tech savvy at all. And I
Yep.
found that I was spending a lot of my time sitting in the dark without glasses on, trying to fiddle around and find buttons and pressing the wrong button, thinking I'm pressing record and I'm not pressing record and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know how many times I've gone, oh, that just happened and I got it on camera. And then I go, oh, shit, no, I didn't because I've pressed the wrong button in the dark.
Yep.
So well, we still film and everything. I'm a little bit smarter these days and I turn the camera on before I turn lights off, and then don't touch it. But yeah, we sort of go more old school stuff. So we do pendulum work, we do table tipping, we do board. We still do use the some electronic stuff. But what about you guys? Do you do more
You know,
electronic?
no, we still use the old stuff. So we do use pendulums, the board,
Yeah,
dowsing rods. Yep.
yeah, I love the dowsers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got a mix of different equipment and different styles
Yep.
as well. So people coming on your tours will be able to do hands-on stuff with those pieces.
Yeah. We have we set up the pendulum boards. They get to use them. The
Yeah.
spirit board, but with specific team members on it, just that know
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, then all the other stuff, yeah, it's all set up hands on. Like we even have a one of the riding planchettes as well.
Oh,
Um,
I've been
yeah,
looking at those. They're
the
amazing. So
yeah, yeah, the automatic riding's generally very, very popular on most of the tours as well.
yeah, I do a lot of automatic writing just for myself, in my
Yep.
own practice. but I've been looking at the planchette one. I was like, oh, I'd really like to have a go at that. So I might have
Yeah,
to talk
it's
offline and find out where you got it from and get myself one because.
yep.
Oh, look, so I've got the Ouija board on my shirt.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we sort of still do the electronic stuff, but we're more we just found that we were spending a lot of time fiddling with gadgets. And while we were doing that, we were actually missing our own personal experiences. So we were not
Mhm.
hearing things, we were not seeing things. We were so focused on what we were doing here that we weren't allowing ourselves to feel what was around. So we sort of moved a little bit away from that. So how many sensitives do you have in your team?
Now I've got a count in my hands. um, I'd say probably 7.
Wow. So that's a big group of sensitives.
Yep.
And do you guys I mean, it's different because you guys have got regular locations. But if you were to go and do another, location you've never done before, is that
hmm
something that you would research and then go into, or do you go into and then research, or do some of you research it? How do,
I I'll generally have a look. Even like when we do our private investigations and we do house cleansings and stuff like that, I'll go meet with the people, have a chat with them,
Yep,
find out what's going on, and then a few of the people on the team I'll send random pictures to and ask them, "What do you get?"
yep,
Um, I'll come back and go through the information, which I actually just did this week. I used, I think it was 5 of the team that actually sent back to me, that all pretty much picked up on the same stuff.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
Really
yep.
cool.
To the point where they all actually picked the same room where the activity was happening, and the owner actually said to me, "Yeah, that's the main room," and yeah, went through, told me about a little bit what was going on, and then I was like, "Okay, I've had some of the people on the team mention this to me already from looking at the photos, so I'll definitely be looking at that area."
So do they work independently of each other? So they do their own either walkthrough, or I know with myself, like I did a private investigation on the weekend, and I made hubby drive, because I even before I left home, I was getting information, and I can't be driving while that's happening. And
Yep.
on the way there, I was just getting all these visuals, and I just grabbed a notebook and I started writing while he was driving. So, are your team members doing that before they get to location, or are they walking around in the location on their own, and then do they come together at some point, or how does that
No,
work?
what they'll do is a couple of them, because it's when we come to doing especially house cleansings, there's only a few of the team I use for it because I've been
Yeah,
doing it with them. We are in the process. We have a lovely new team member that's developing her skills
excellent.
really well at the moment. She does a lot of note taking.
Yep.
She'll actually say to me, "Hey, this is what I've got," and then 9 times out of 10, I turn around and go, "Holy crap, that's exactly what the owners told me."
Okay, that's awesome. Way to
Yeah,
go.
but they pretty much independently do it. It's like even when we do the cleansings, I know Kim and Vicky will go in and they'll have their, like, they'll separate, do their walk around. I generally
Yeah,
won't tell them a thing. They'll
yeah,
come back to me, say, "This is what I'm picking up on."
yeah.
And then, yeah, I'll go, "Okay, yep, this is what the owners told me. This is what's going on. That's what you said matches up 100%. Let's go do what we've got to do."
Well, because it sounds like when you say you've got seven sensitives, the first thing you think of is how many are really sensitive. But it sounds like you're very lucky, and your team is, they're all clicked in. They're using their own energies, but they're melding their energies together well, as to work
Yep.
well together. So that sounds amazing,
Yeah. And it's one thing like
amazing. So
when
you
we,
must get.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just glitching again. Yeah, it's one thing when we go to do them, I try and get different team members to do it. So I don't put the emphasis on the whole lot of them at one time. It'll be I'll ask specific questions to one
Yeah.
of them, or I'll only send it through
Yep.
to one or two of them and go, tell me what you're getting. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. And I found like a lot of people don't use mediums on investigation, and I just see it as another tool in our toolkit. If you've got a genuine medium that you can use for investigation. But
Yep.
I find that a lot of the time we work with other smaller they might have a sensitive, and for example, Western Sydney Spirit Sisters, Belinda and Vicky. Now, Belinda is sensitive also, and we will walk into a location and we'll separate. She'll go and do her thing. I go and do my thing. We'll take notes or whatever, or we'll tell our counterparts what we've picked up. And then we all sort of get together and talk about it. And many times that has led us into being able to direct us and direct the investigation in a different way than what we had planned to because of what we've pulled up. So you'd be getting that as well, wouldn't you?
Yep. Yeah, no, we do. It's
Yeah.
some of the time, like we went to a specific location I can think of that was around about 4 years ago actually, and I took a medium that was on the team at the time up there to that. The stuff that they actually got that come through was different to what some of the owners were telling us, and then when I actually went and did the research on it, it matched up to a old police investigation. So I was like,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
yeah, so that was a
Okay.
very interesting one.
We had
Yeah,
an investigation that turned into a police on location with guns drawn and everything. So that was a that was a bit of a scary one. But you know, cold case stuff, that'd be cool.
yeah.
Excellent. All right. What else did I want to ask you? Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about your team and what you guys do?
Um, Not really. I think I've pretty much said it all. Yeah, we just do our tours and provide a experience that we class as unique through to the guests that come.
Yeah.
We just do our house cleansings and all the stuff we do there for again, we even for house cleansings and all that, and we don't charge for that either.
I
So
was just
there's
going to ask
yeah,
you, because this private one I did on the weekend, and they said to me, "Oh, how much?" Before I went out there, how much do you charge? I said, "I don't charge anything.
yeah,
I'll I do a bit of a interview over either messenger or phone or whatever, and get a lay of the land to
yeah,
see what's going on, and then I always go out and do a visit, and so I could feel what's going on and talk face to face." And they're like, "What, you don't charge?" I said, "Nobody should charge.
yeah,
Nobody should be charging, and if they are, you want to ask yourself why they're charging."
yeah,
Um, I said the only thing that we actually ever charge for is if we have to bring something into the property like smudging. If we need to use a whole smudge stick, which I never do, then we might charge $20.
yep,
Or we give you the option, we tell you which one to go and buy, and you can go and buy it. But we
yeah,
never charge to come and help somebody. So I'm glad to hear that
yep,
you guys are the same.
yeah, yeah. No, and we get the same thing. I think we've just been contacted of 3 people in the past week to actually go do house cleansings and stuff, and it took me about 3 goes with one of the people to explain, "Yep, it's free. We're not charging you a thing."
Yeah, I know. So what,
Yeah,
what the hell are other people out there doing?
yeah. Well, that's what I'd like to know. There's I do know, and they didn't tell me the name of the people, but I have heard, especially here in Queensland, of some people charging in the hundreds to have people come out and do house cleansings.
Yeah, look, the amount of times I've seen it on Facebook. Hang on, I'll just read some of these comments. So Dave's saying, "Very cool, Rebecca. I have a planchette, love using it." Sarah says, "I love a medium to help me validate what's going on." Yeah, well, Sarah, you're working towards that yourself, so you'll be able to validate yourself soon. Dave is saying, what are some challenges you find with obtaining new locations? And are locations in Queensland, such as jails, closing or revamping for further financial gain? So we've just had Parramatta Jail close. Well, closed to tours. I don't know what they're doing with it. So Appy has lost Parramatta Jail. I know that Anne and Renata have lost Maitland Jail. So are you guys having the same sort of issues up there?
Um, I think Queensland's a unique state where the jails we have up here, you can't actually investigate. So the even Boggo Road, you used to be able to do a ghost tour at it, but
Yeah.
you can't use equipment in it because of respect for past prisoners and people that are um, officers that have lost lives and stuff like that. It's just a thing in Queensland's no go with the prisons.
Actually, I'm trying to think now whether we used equipment or not when we were there.
Yep.
I can't remember. It was a while ago, and Rob and I, we'd flown up, and as soon as we got on the plane, we got so sick with sinus that we didn't even know what our names were basically. But the guy, it was just him and I on a tour, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I thought we used equipment. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
It's up here too. You've only got two, well, really. There is another one, but it's still used for other stuff. But
Uh,
you got Boggo Road, and then the only other jail that really you can go near is the old St Helena that was out on the island out in the bay.
oh, okay. So we
Yeah,
must have had all the jails down in New South Wales and Victoria.
yeah, they're a lot older down there. I think
Yeah.
yeah, apart from the operational ones up here, the rest of them are yeah.
So, I mean, when I look at New South Wales and Victoria, because I've done those two states pretty extensively, there is a lot of older properties, obviously, and places that you can go with historic value. Then when I went to South Australia, they had some. While their properties were still obviously historic, um, churches everywhere, and these beautiful, amazing churches. And every time I think of South Australia, I think churches. Um, I think in New South Wales, I think of jails. What do you think of Queensland is? Is it more homesteads and farming properties?
Yeah, a lot of the ones here were old homesteads. So a lot of the significantly haunted places here were pubs and homesteads.
Oh yeah, pubs. I think that's
Yeah,
across Australia though. So
yeah,
um, yeah. So what other locations have you guys been to in say New South Wales?
yep. Trying to think now, investigation wise.
Did you get a chance to do Junee before it closed?
No, we didn't. No.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah. Some of the team have, but
Yeah.
yeah, some of the other places I've been to down there have I've just been through some cemeteries just during the day and evening when we've had permission to go into them, especially down in around Grafton and places like that.
I like how you cover your butt then
Yeah.
when we had permission to be there.
Yeah, no, that's one big thing I'm big on. I always seek permission to do it. So if
Yeah,
they say no, we don't do it.
yeah.
Um,
A lot of people don't.
again,
It's actually illegal to be in a
yeah,
burial site, graveyard, whatever you want to call it, cemetery, from dusk till dawn.
yep, except for here in Queensland, where there's one that you can actually be in until 10 p.m. at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, well that's pretty cool.
yep.
So where are you? Like you're in Ipswich, aren't you?
Yeah, sort of, just on the outskirts of it.
Okay, all right. Well, I know where Ipswich is. Um, yeah. So have you done Parramatta Jail?
We've been down there through it when they had the that paranormal convention down there a few
Oh,
years ago.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
they were really good events.
yep. And we've been through Maitland Jail as well. So I've been through that just with with my family, and we've well, had a bit of a walk through and had some experiences in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a hard one to describe because we've been there so many times. Like I've done a couple of tours with the actual jail itself. Like they have an ex-prisoner that takes you around and does tours, and that was really interesting.
yep,
And a lot of the times, most of the times, I've just gone during the day myself, and taken some bit of equipment in. And you don't really need equipment in that place because stuff is happening all the time.
yeah,
We actually got pushed down some stairs. I don't know. I think it's above the kitchen there. You go up two little like small flights of stairs, and there's some cells up there. And one of the rooms, all I remember is it's painted blue. And there's some creepy stuff happened in there, and I was like, you know what, we need to leave. And as we were walking down the stairs, I got shoved in the back, and haven't been up those stairs since. But yeah, so well, I mean, we are just saying before that you guys haven't actually met Hectic either, and I haven't either. So maybe we need to do a bit of a round trip and plan a round trip and go and do some of each other's locations or something like that. So
yeah, yeah. No,
yeah,
that'd be good.
yeah. Well, we're hoping to be able to get up there, up your way sometime this year. We're not sure when, but
Hmm.
every time we go up there, it's for football. So we sort of fly in, go to the football, and fly home. But we'll have to try and stay next time. All right. Well, what we'll do is we will pop up your link on this live so that anyone that's interested in following you guys, and anyone that's watching that is not following, please go and follow, because I really enjoy the page myself. It's lots of different things. For once, there's a team that actually puts up um, stuff that they do on a tour. Like we get a lot of people saying, oh yeah, we did this and we got this and this, but you never see photos, you never see video. And that always makes me question, well, did they really, or are they just saying that? But you guys are
Yeah.
legit. That's why I've asked you guys to come on. So for anyone that's watching, please jump on and like their page, follow them. If you're in Queensland or you're heading up that way for holidays, check out their tours. If you're not sure, you're trying to plan ahead, maybe message Dwayne and the team and see what they've got coming up. Look, I apologise for the time delay thing. I forgot you guys were.
That's all right.
It's been a crazy month, so.
Yeah.
But no, look, thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it. It was lovely to talk to you. Was there anything else you want to promote? Have you got any events that you want to promote before we head off?
No, we sort of sit in the position that as soon as we advertise something, it gets sold out.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, no, the only thing I would suggest is during the day actually going to some of the places we do. So they're open most weekends, and they're a good walkthrough. Just even not doing a tour,
Yep.
just going there for the simple history of it and having a look at the period pieces set up in the locations and stuff as well.
Okay, well, Dave is saying it's nice to meet you, Dwayne. I'll add you guys to my para bucket list. There you go.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Yeah, look, we do a lot these days during the day,
Yep.
simply because why not do it during the day? The same thing's going to happen at night time. There are advantages and disadvantages of nighttime and daytime investigating, and that's a whole nother hour-long conversation.
Yep.
But yeah, like a lot of people think that they can only go investigating in the dark. No, we find it more beneficial during the day and safer. I don't know, especially if you're doing, around cemeteries and things like that. I don't know how many times I've tripped over something in the daytime, let alone trying to do it in the dark. So, and I guess if they're going to visit there during the day, they're probably paying a small fee to the National Trust, which is helping them as well. So yeah, get out there and check it out. So Rebecca's saying, what nights do you do tours? Saturdays or Fridays?
Saturdays.
Saturday, just only Saturdays, not Fridays?
Yeah, just Saturdays.
Okay, there you go, Rebecca. Nicholas, Saturday night in varying locations. He was answering, Rebecca. Great, thank you. Excellent. So just before we head off, guys, is there anyone that has any other questions for Dwayne about either his team, his experiences, maybe one of his locations? Or if you have a location that you would like them to maybe go and investigate, contact them through Facebook and have a chat with them. I'm sure they'd be up for hearing any new locations. If you also, I guess, if you've got some, ghosts, some spooks at your place, and you're not quite sure how to deal with it, contact them through Facebook and speak to, I guess it would be Dwayne or. So who are the founders? You're obviously a founder.
Yep, me and my wife, Melissa.
Melissa. So Dwayne and Melissa.
Yep.
All right, there's no questions coming through. So, Dwayne, again, thank you very much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
No, loved it. And we look forward to hopefully, maybe investigating with you guys one day when, there's not so many hours between us.
Yeah.
All right, well, again, thank you. You can go and have your dinner now and have your shower and whatever you need to do. I really appreciate your time. For everyone else that's been watching, thank you very much. For all the people that are going to watch this on replay, thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions for either myself, Jen from Australia's Capture Paranormal, or Dwayne from Pariah Paranormal in Queensland, please just pop them down the bottom and I will answer them if they're for me, and I will tag Dwayne in them if they're for him. So thank you very much. Next month, we will be back on here with another Lifting the Veil. As I mentioned earlier before, we've had to change our calendar around. So the team that was coming on is no longer able to do that. So we do have a spot open for a team on the 11th of March at 8 o'clock Sydney time. So if you have a team that is interested in coming on and having a chat just like Dwayne has, please message us and we'll get onto you as soon as possible and get that organised. Next week, coming up, we have this Saturday night, we have the investigation. We're guests at Dark Tours Investigation at the Brislington Hospital in Parramatta. So we may be able to go live and do a little bit and show you. I'm not sure. Not sure if we're allowed to, but we'll try to do it Tuesday next week, this time next week at 8 o'clock. I will be on here and we will be doing oracles for about an hour. So if you would like a card pulled or ask a question, we'll be able to do those for you. All right. Have a great night. Thank you again, Dwayne, and hopefully we'll catch
Thank you.
All right.
See ya.
Good night.